Assalamualaikum and a very good day to my lecturer. My name is Afina Binti Hamidee and my metric number is 267624. Today I'll be talking about my group presentation, which is Japanese food for you. We decided to name our group Japanese food for you because we think that the student in UM did not have any food that consists of Japanese food like we do. Original food and beverage that came from Japan where it can make your mouth watering. Our kiosk will be a concept of Japanese style where we will serve this kind of unavailable dish for the first time in UM so that all the students that live there can taste our food. There are two types of food that we provide, which are the Japanese curry rice and the second one is Japanese udon noodle soup. For the beverage one is Matcha Bubble Tea, which most of the people, especially students, love to drink this kind of drink besides green tea. We agreed to run our kiosk business at Varsity Mall in University Utara Malaysia because this space is where most of the students would come every day to buy things such as grocery, searching for food and drinks. Also has an accessibility where there is a toilet, ATM machine, a small grocery store, clothing shop and many more. Besides that, the Varsity Mall is a center for all the students that live in University Utara Malaysia to hang out with their friends and have their meals there. This space also is easy for the student to come as there is a bus stop that always drop them here.
Konnichiwa, I am Wong Wan Yun and I will continue to introduce the special menu offered by Japanese Food for You. Our cafe offers various types of Japanese food, and in this video, I will explain our recipe cost card of two menu items, which include the Japanese curry rice and Japanese udon noodles, and also one beverage, which is the Matcha Bubble Tea, to show that how we price our menu. Firstly, I will explain our first food menu recipe cost card, which is the Japanese curry rice, the bite-sized chunk of chicken thigh, the thick-cut vegetables including the potatoes, carrot, and so on, the rich and creamy brown Japanese curry sauce, and the fluffy Japanese sumo couscous rice are what make every bite of this Japanese curry rice so comforting and exciting to be eaten by our customers. In this recipe cost card, you can see the total cost of this menu is 19 ringgit 52 cents divided by the number of 6 portions. The cost per portion becomes 3 ringgit 25 cents. This menu is priced at 10 ringgit based on 32.5% of food cost percentage. The food cost percentage are being calculated by using this formula, which I divided 3 ringgit 25 cents of food cost per portion by 10 ringgit of selling price, multiple by 100% to get 32.5% of food cost percentage. Besides, a markup percentage of 207.69% is added to the cost of 3 ringgit 25 cents to get the 10 ringgit of selling price, calculate as this formula. This higher markup percentage will make our cafe to earn more profit. Next, I will present about the recipe cost card of second food item, which is the Japanese udon noodle soup. The flavorful hot soup, fresh meat and vegetables, chewy udon noodles topped with hard-boiled egg will enhance the taste bud while deliver a warming comfort food to the student in UUM. We show our concern by offering halal food, which we substitute with the halal ingredient, which is the mirin and soy sauce with Kikkoman brand, so that our Muslim friend will be no worry to consume food in our cafe. In this recipe cost card, the cost per portion of Japanese udon noodle soup is 7 ringgit 97 cents. This menu is priced at 12 ringgit based on 66.42% of food cost percentage as shown as this formula and calculations. Besides, a markup percentage of 50.56% is added to the cost of 7 ringgit 97 cents to get the 12 ringgit of selling price. Calculate as this formula. However, this menu results in higher food cost percentage and lower markup percentage because we must make sure the price is affordable and not too expensive for the students. Lastly is the recipe cost card of Matcha Bubble Tea. We believe that this sweet and refreshing matcha bubble tea that make up from Japanese signature matcha powder, creamy milk and honey, and chewy boba peel will win the hearts of UUM students because boba drinks is the new trend nowadays and many people love to drink boba drinks. In this recipe cost card, the cost per portion of matcha bubble tea is 2 ringgit 87 cents. We price this beverage at 8 ringgit based on 35.88% of food cost percentage as shown in this formula and calculation. Besides, a markup percentage of 178.75 cents is added to the cost of 2 ringgit 87 cents to get the 8 ringgit of selling price, which will be shown in this formula and calculations. We decided to set higher price for our beverage because we want to cover the rest of the expenses and generate more profit. That's all from me. I will pass the presentation to Miss Umairah. Arigato gozaimasu.
Hello, I am Umairah and I will explain about our internal and external factors in setting menu prices. To determine the price of our menu, we refer to our internal factors, which are product cost factor, mixed market strategy factor, and product differentiation factor. Our food menu prices are determined by referring to product cost factors. We will take into account the costs involved during production, such as fixed costs like rent, variable costs such as raw materials, cost during advertising, and cost during product sales. Pricing based on the cost of this product is very important so that the costs that have been incurred can be covered and can bring profit to Japanese food for you. The second internal factor is based on a mixed market strategy. The mixed market strategy has 4 elements, which are price, product, promotion, and place. If there is a change in one of these elements, it will affect the other elements. For example, because of our restaurant is open in an educational institution where the majority of our customers are students, so the price we set for our food menu are reasonable. And the third internal factor is based on product differentiation. The difference that exists in the products offered can attract customers. We determine the price of our menu based on the characteristics of our food and beverage menu. For example, we set menu prices based on the portion sizes of food we offer and the use of quality raw materials. Next, we go to our external factors that affecting the menu selling prices. In addition to internal factors, external factors such as competitors, government control, and the economic conditions of the country are also taken into account in determining the menu prices of our products. Firstly, we determine the price of our menu by comparing the menu prices product offered by our competitors' restaurant. We determine whether our menu prices are cheaper, the same, or more expensive than the menu prices of our competitors' restaurant. For example, we offer Japanese udon noodle soup at only 12 ringgit compared to most other restaurants that offer the same food at Rm 15 ringgit and above. This shows that even though we use quality raw materials, we are still able to offer reasonable prices to students. The second external factor is government control. Not only in the food industry, the government has also provided price controls for every product and service in all sectors. KPDNKK is a government corporation that functions to monitor the pricing by each producer. Therefore, Japanese Food for You has also referred to the control prices set by the government before setting prices for our food and beverage menu. The last external factor is the economic conditions. Economic conditions refer to condition of inflation or deflation, or we know as economic recession, that will affect the pricing of the menu. If the country's economy experiences deflation, then Japanese food for you tends to set low prices to maintain the turnover rate. Meanwhile, if the country experiences inflation, Japanese food for you tends to set high prices to cover rising costs during production.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Akmar Binti Mansor and my metric number is 261834. So for today, I will talk about 3 strategies that to control labor costs. Cross-training. For me, good employers are open to learning a new skill that will benefit their co-workers and themselves. Employees should be cross-trained to do more than one job. Cross-training ensure that one employee is trained to handle multiple tasks and roles. If staff are not cross-trained and can only perform in one capacity, your restaurant overall efficiency will suffer. If in a slow night with only a few tables occupied, it doesn't make sense to have a bartender, server, host and busser out on the floor at all once. If your bartender know how to serve tables, your server know how to step in as a host, and your busser can expedite food, you can eliminate one of those roles for the shift. This not only ensure that you have a workforce who can multiple tasks, but also lead to a growth of professional capability of the staff. So cross-training increase efficiency, also can develop empathy and provide team building opportunities at the organizational levels. Hire a part-time. Part-time hires usually charge an hourly rate which is lower than the permanent employees. Also, the entitlement of permanent staff regarding statutory benefit is a much more significant financial commitment. This is why engaging a part-time employees make a lot of sense. A restaurant can offload unskilled and general course to such as temporary labor force. Thus can reducing the burden on professional and permanent staff. Certain days of the year are indeed more busy than other comparatively slow days. To cater to the periodic footfall in your restaurant, it is a good idea to hire a seasonal worker. Meaning of this is have a part-time worker. You can hire them on a contractual basis for a few months, and they also offer them a permanent employment if they turn out to be invaluable to your business. This is a great labor cost reduction strategy for the restaurant. Forecasting scheduling. A poor forecasting scheduling leads to inaccurate schedule, which is in turn cause a missed shift and schedule conflict, resulting in necessary costs. With forecast-based schedules, manager can optimize workforce allocation and schedule only the required number of employees with the right skill set, and thus avoid significant costs in the long run. So this is our poster for our restaurant Japanese food for you, and that's all from us. Thank you.